I'm going to explain the different sections of the shaft, different steps that I use on my shaft. So this one will be the center of the shaft on your contact point.
Contact point is the center of the base of the ball?
Yes. And now the angles are getting a little differently, so any angle that I use, I always use the outside of the ball, of the object ball. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm just looking at the outside of the object ball right there, and that's my contact point.
I see.
So
Center of the cue ball, the
yes.
center of the shaft to the edge of the object ball.
So I figured, well, I'm just going to use the center of the shaft and try it. And now the angles are getting more bigger. So I figured, well, I can go on the outside more of my shaft. The further you go out, the more cut you're gonna have. So I use 1/3 of the shaft, okay. Which is anywhere between the outside of the edge, in the middle between the outside of the edge to the center of the shaft.
Right.
So that's just basically, I can see by looking at the fill, and I look at the fill to the outside of the object ball. So when you get it on the cut like this, I'm still looking at the outside edge of the object ball, and it'll be the inside, about 1/4 to the left side of your shaft. Still inside your shaft. You're not exactly looking at the outside of it. It's still inside, close to the edge of the shaft. So I'm just basically looking straight at the edge of the object ball, and it's still inside your shaft. And now when you get your extreme cut like this, pretty close to a 90-degree angle, it'll be the outside of your shaft. Always the outside of your shaft to the edge of the ball. And it might be right outside of the object ball, just maybe a hair, but that's what I'm visualizing. I'm visualizing just outside the edge of the object ball, to the left side of your shaft.
Okay, so basically, if you're cutting a ball to the left, you want to use the, okay.
All right, I'm just gonna do the same thing. Just tell the basics of how to use the right side of the shaft. This one will be the center of the shaft to the contact point.
And just to recap, the contact point on a straightened shot for you is the center of the base of the ball.
Center of the shaft, just to your contact point. And this one here, if you further get a bigger angle, I'm always looking at the edge of the object ball. So this one right here would be the center of the shaft. Basically, I'm looking at the center of the ferrule to the edge of the object ball. And on this one here, you get more angle. I'm moving over to the right more of my shaft. So likely this shot right here is going to be the third right of your shaft to the edge of the object ball, the left edge of the object ball.
Okay, and you use your ferrule as a point of reference?
Yes. And then you get more angle. You got to go to the outside more. So likely it's going to be 1/4 right of the right side of your shaft to the left edge of the object ball. And then when you get to this position where it's a string cut, I'm always looking at the right side of the shaft, and it's going to be anywhere on the edge of the object ball, or maybe a touch of the outside of the object ball.
No, you make it look easy.
A hair or two outside of the object ball.
Right, so in this situation, you're going to aim the edge of your cue to a point just off the edge.
It's not going to be on the ball.
It's not going to be on the ball.
It's going to be the right side, maybe just a touch of a hair. And it's just important that you don't want to hit it full.
Right.
And that's what I say to myself. If I don't want to hit it full, I got to hit it outside of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I always pause. The reason why I pause is because I got to line it up. I got to make sure it's lined up. I got to make sure I get my contact point. I take a couple strokes